My name is Thrista Rouse, 26 years old. I'm doing this on my own free will for my uncles that were convicted of something that they never did to me.
Okay. Thrista, has your uncle Jesse Rouse, ever touched you in a sexual way?
No, never.
Has he ever touched your vagina or your anus?
No, never.
Has he ever put his finger into your vagina or anus?
No, never.
Did you ever have intercourse, full sexual intercourse with your Uncle Jesse?
No, never.
I know these questions are not pretty, but I'm going to ask you exactly the same questions for your other uncles, just to make sure. So, has your Uncle Desmond ever touched you in a sexual way?
No, never.
Has he ever touched your vagina or your anus?
No.
Has he ever put his finger into your vagina?
No.
Or your anus? Have you ever had full intercourse, vaginal or anal, with your Uncle Desmond Rouse?
No, never.
Okay. And your Uncle Garfield Fever, has he ever touched you in a sexual way?
No, never.
Has Garfield Fever ever touched your vagina or your anus?
No, never.
Has he ever put his finger into your vagina or anus?
No.
Have you ever had full intercourse, either vaginal or anal, any kind of intercourse with Garfield Fever?
No.
Okay. Regarding Russell Hubbeling, has he ever touched you in any sexual way?
Never.
Have you ever seen him touch anybody in any sexual way?
Never.
Have you ever seen, because you were the oldest, have you ever seen any of your uncles touch any of your cousins or anybody in any sexual way?
No.
Okay. Now, I'm aware of that there. Okay, I'm going to ask you, have you had any other sexual relations at the time? And I mean in 1993, before you were taken away into foster care, before your uncles were removed from the house?
Yes, with my cousin Jerome.
Okay.
We were young at the time. Everyone does it. I have friends, my older friends, that, you know, it's in their family too. You know, my older friends, it's not just my family, it's every family that does it. It's not just mine. And yes, I was with my cousin Jerome. That's why they have the statements they have now on my uncles that ain't true.
So you slept with your cousin?
Yes.
Okay. And how old were you at the time?
7, 8.
Okay. And this was you know, normal intercourse, like vaginal intercourse?
Yeah. Yes.
And this happened before you were taken away into foster care?
Way before.
Way before?
Way before my uncles got taken away, or before my uncles got sent to prison for the wrong thing.
Tell me how that went when you were taken away into foster care. I mean, that was pretty harsh.
Yeah, they came into my grandma's house, and then seemed like they should have known something, because whenever they came in, the main person I ran to and everybody else was my Uncle Jess, because he was the bigger guy or whatever. And they came in and said that they were taking us for a day. So my mom goes and packs me just an outfit for the day. And then come to find out, I went down in Nebraska, Iowa, somewhere, and never was to see my mom again. And they even made me think that my mom and my grandma and everybody hated me.
How did they do that?
Just by saying stuff. When I went to trial for my uncles, I was scared to see my mom. Just for what they said.
When you say they, do you remember their names? Do you remember who were these people that said these things?
I know Dan Husband, Mickey Tapkin. I really don't remember the rest of the names. Only two I remember.
Do you remember anything that they specifically said to you, like about your...
Like the foster home they took me to. Me and Donovan and Jerome and Jessica and all them. We sat there for literally hours and saying, no, that never happened. No, they didn't do that. No, they didn't do that. And then finally, after hours sitting there, and then we just start saying yes to everything. And they told us, if you say yes to this, you'll get to go home. Little did I know now, as old as I am, that I would never even said yes to anything. I could have just kept saying no, but who knows what they would have did, you know?
Who was doing the interview at the time?
Dan Husband. And I can't remember who those other two guys he was with, but...
Was it scary at the time?
Yes, very. There was no way to say no. No way to tell him different.
Is he was he a fairly large?
Yes.
Man?
Really big guy.
A really big guy. And were you allowed to use the bathrooms or things like that? Or?
No. No, not until we said yes to everything.
Okay.
Even when we did say yes to everything, nothing got better. I was still treated really mean at the foster home I was at.
Okay, tell me about that.
It's just like the foster mom, Donna Jordan, she didn't like us, probably because we were Indian. She really treated us bad. And she treated my cousins bad, my boy cousins. You know, and whenever we got head lice, we didn't have head lice when we got there. But when we did get head lice, she made us take baths and alcohol.
When you say baths and alcohol, you mean like the bathtub, you know, you were sitting in it?
Yes, baths. Whole bunch of bottles of alcohol, rubbing alcohol. We had to sit in there. Even though it burned and we cried, she didn't care. She didn't. She made us.
Okay. Do you remember if you you know, you were made to endure these baths before you had your medical examinations?
Yes. Before I went to do my medical thing, I remember the night before, she told us we couldn't eat or drink nothing after midnight. And maybe that's just how I am. But I went and I drank water after midnight. But we did those baths before we went and got examined. And I went and drank water, and after they put us to sleep and did whatever, I ended up throwing up and getting really sick because I drank water after midnight.